Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Stas here. Got the coffee on deck, got the Christmas mug. Merry Christmas. I appreciate you all for tuning in, guys. Hope you're all having a great holiday season as we have to go over Nvidia stock, break down the charts, and go over what an analyst just did. They actually just increased their price target to $250, and that analyst is with Morgan Stanley. Yeah, you guys know Morgan Stanley, right? So let's cover what's going on, my thoughts, what I'm doing with Nvidia, as it is one of my biggest stock holdings. So guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join the Patreon for my portfolio updates. We post those week in, week out. There's a Discord, all of that linked down below. And let's get into it now, guys. So look, Nvidia went down 1% on the day, and we were up actually a good amount in the pre-market. The stock was trading at $184 a share this morning, and then all of a sudden we actually dumped off a cliff. I don't know why necessarily. Maybe you guys can chime in the comments, but we went from 185 down to about 180 at open, and we kind of hovered around 180, 179 all day, which is kind of where we've been at. If you guys have noticed, Nvidia's been trading at 175 to 180 now, between that range for the last week or two. We've been here literally for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trading days, which in my opinion, it's building a new base. It's building a new base, support, whatever you want to call it, in the 170, 180 range before it breaks through $200 again. This is what's going on in my opinion. We're consolidating, finding support, and we're slowly going to break out from here. It's not happening yet, but I'm predicting what's going to happen in my opinion. Now, is it 100% going to happen? Obviously not. We don't know. But yeah. Writing's on the wall. We have a little bullish divergence here on the 1 hour. If you pull the layers back a little bit, you'll realize Nvidia is still well within the uptrend. You know what I mean? Yeah, we have a death cross. Yeah, we're under the 180 SMA at about 185, 190, $190 a share. But look, man, we could easily break through that just like that in a day. So I'm watching this and I'm seeing this consolidation, and in my head, I'm like, any day now we break through. We're finding that new base, new support. Any day now we do something like this, where we take out the wedge, we start pushing through the 180 SMA, being at about 185, 190, like I said. And once that happens, man, it's going to be off to the races. Nvidia, I don't think, is going to look back, and that move's going to be made quickly. I don't know. That's just my prediction. And if we open up this tab here, give me a second, guys, we'll go over now what this Morgan Stanley analyst is saying, and honestly, I couldn't agree more. And you guys know I don't agree with everything analysts say. You got to take it with a grain of salt. But we can see here, oh, this is a funny Dodge commercial. That's pretty funny. Look at that Hellcat, man. That's pretty nice. And this is freezing on me. What the heck's going on? But here we can see, okay, let's not get sidetracked by the commercials here, guys. We can see Wall Street is increasing the price target. Analyst Joe Moore from Morgan Stanley just bumped his price target to $250 from $235 a share, implying a 38% upside from where Nvidia stock is right now. And his main reason why he did this, increase the price target, is because, well, he feels the concerns about Google, right? The, Alphabet, the TPUs, you guys probably heard about that by now, and Nvidia, the concerns of, or AMD rather, the concerns from the increase in competition is overstated. That's what this guy is saying. Essentially, he's saying investors are panicking, or they're overreacting to the sell-off, because you guys have to realize a good amount of this sell-off is because, the AI bubble, Michael Burry, that's a lot of it, but also the fear that Google's TPUs, Meta's using these, oh my God, is Nvidia, are they screwed, right? Is there a lunch being eaten? I mean, look, there's competition, but I think it's being overstated. GPUs are still miles better than TPUs. They're both different. They're used for different tasks, but GPUs, much more complex tasks, are, used or done with GPUs. And I think people have it wrong, at least in my opinion. Instead, people here, or what's his name, Moore said, demand for NVIDIA's GPUs, HBM, and advanced packaging remains hotter than expected as businesses race to scale AI models. Moore feels that NVIDIA still remains the go-to for customers because it continues to deliver the best overall cost and performance equation, backed by a robust software stack and dependable long-term roadmap. And we can see NVIDIA, their stock ceiling just moved higher. According to this article, it says Moore's optimism is down to NVIDIA's end-to-end advantage in the GPU space, the robust combo of superior chip performance, software maturity, and deployment speed positions it head and shoulders above its competition, right? In essence, customers aren't choosing NVIDIA for its raw power, but because it shortens training times and cuts operating costs while maintaining large-scale AI projects on schedule. So I couldn't agree more, honestly. I think it's being overblown. Yeah, I'm long Google. I think their TPUs are great, but I don't think they're necessarily going to eat all of NVIDIA's lunch right now. It's a little overstated. And full disclosure, guys, I own both stocks. I own Google and I own Nvidia. And I've actually owned Google way longer than Nvidia. And, both of these are my two top holdings. You know what I mean? When it comes to individual stocks, Nvidia and Google are 1 and 2, or 2 and 1, depending on, recently Google has grown a lot. So I think Google has taken over as number 1 again. But man, Google was lagging for a while, and clearly we're back to 320 on the stock, which is nuts. And Nvidia, I think, is going to catch up and start breaking out soon. So it might retake that number 1 position for me, guys. But yeah, I think overall, at this point, the breakout's inevitable. I don't think for sure it's going to happen. I don't want to say, go load up the boat on calls and do this or that. Trade at your own risk, guys. But based on what I'm seeing, I've been in the market for 10 years. I've seen the cycles, the ups, the downs, the ebbs, the flows. I don't think we're heading for a big crash here. If anything, man, again, I think we're going to break out heading into the end of the year. I don't think that's too crazy of a take either, honestly. So I'm in the stock. I own a bunch of shares, and I'm not in call options, but I'm so freaking close to buying some call options. Nothing too crazy, maybe $190 strike, maybe $185, maybe a couple months out, something like that, because I'm confident that something like that, a trade like that, would make money, buying call options. I don't know about options that expire a week out, 2 weeks out. That's obviously way more risky. You have less time on your side, but you could also make a lot more money if it does rip in the next 1 week or 2 weeks. But I think, 2, 3, 4 months out, calls 180, 185, even in the money calls, it's easy money at this point. It's never easy money, right? Obviously, but you could take it to the bank, in my opinion. And I'm holding. I haven't sold a single share of Nvidia stock, guys. And I think we're getting ready for that breakout. But before I buy the calls, I'm probably going to wait for that confirmation on the charts just to be safe. And we'll go from there. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe. A little bit of a faster update in this video. But hey, I don't want to waste any time. So hit that like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Can I talk today, guys? Join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates. We post those every week, multiple times a week, and we're investing $1,000 a week right now, guys. We're buying stocks like crazy, and if you want to see how I'm doing that, what stocks I'm buying, Circle's one of them. I actually bought 2 days ago. Now we're up 12% on that today. If you want to be a part of that, I'm telling you, a lot of value. Link down below, pinned in the comments. Go to StockSurfS.com/Patreon. I'll see you guys there.